Today we're going to argue about the best watches each Swatch Group brand produces, and we have the best Swatch Group watchmaker according to you. That's right, this is on you. You guys can't get angry at me for this one. It is 12:46 p.m. Let's get down to business. Alright guys, so we do weekly polls on this channel, and a recent one was me asking you which is Swatch Group's best watchmaker, period. Now almost 10,000 of you voted, and Omega just destroyed everyone. That's right, 67% of the votes said Omega is hands down Swatch Group's best watchmaker. Oddly enough, Hamilton got second place with a whopping 12%, so it's like... What I found very interesting though was that in the comment section, there was a lot of love for Tissot. A lot of people were praising Tissot, but that made up, only less than 4% of the total votes. So I guess, according to you, Omega is hands down the best Swatch Group watchmaker. But why? Okay, I personally think that there are two reasons. Number one, Speedmaster. Period. And number two, Omega is kind of seen as the anti-Rolex, right? When we're looking at watches that Rolex produces, when we're talking about Rolex's business practices, when we're talking about secondhand Rolex prices and, Rolex availability, the number one response is, well, I'd rather just get an Omega. So it's seen that when there is Rolex, there is also Omega not too far behind, and just seems like a pretty common comparison. So yeah, I think that Omega has a ton of brand equity, and when we're looking at Swatch Group brands, yeah, Omega is the one to recognize. But let's take this a step further. I want to take a look at a lot of these Swatch Group watchmakers and pick one of their watches that I think is the best they produce. So we will start off with Omega, and I think the Speedmaster, you can pick one, but I think the Speedmaster is the best watch Omega produces. An honorable mention would be the Seamaster Aquaterra World Timer. I think that's a gorgeous, gorgeous watch. I do weekly Porsche rallies on the weekend, and one of the fellow drivers actually had this watch in stainless steel on the wrist last weekend, and I got to see it in person. It's an incredible watch. And then because Hamilton took second place in the poll, again with that whopping 12%, we're gonna talk about Hamilton. I think the best watch Hamilton produces right now is that Hamilton Jazzmaster Ultra Thin Automatic. It's just gorgeous. I did a review of it. If you wanna check it out, click up here. But in person, that dial is I'm enamored by it. And then an honorable mention for Hamilton would obviously be the Hamilton Khaki Field Mechanical. Hamilton is just synonymous with field watches, so we gotta mention that. Moving on to Longines. I thought Longines would take more of the poll, but Longines only took 8%. Interesting. But I think their best watch right now is the Spirit Chronometer in green. This is a watch that is on my list. Don't be surprised if you see me owning one very, very soon. An honorable mention would be that Mono Pusher pulsometer, or pulsometer, however you want to say it. It's just a really nice old school single push doctor's watch. Gorgeous, gorgeous watch. But man, that green chronometer, I will have you. Next up, Tissot. Now again, Tissot wasn't even on the poll. It was in the other section and in the comment section, and that only took up 4% of the total votes. I think their best watch is hands down the Heritage 1948 chronograph automatic. Beautiful, beautiful old school chronograph. Just really nice kind of retro Tissot font on the dial. It's just a beautiful watch, and unfortunately their Heritage collection doesn't get as much love as, say, Longines. Speaking of Heritage, let's move on to Mido. Mido is kind of the unsung hero of Swatch Group. Their Baroncelli Heritage 3 is probably one of the most beautiful dress watches that Mido produces. It's just an incredibly beautiful off-white kind of custard dial, very sharp handset. It's just a gorgeous watch, and very reasonably affordable for what you get, honestly. gorgeous piece. Moving on to Rado, a watchmaker that I personally don't have much experience with. They're not super common in the US. I know abroad they are a heavy hitter, but I would pick the Captain Cook high-tech ceramic in blue. I think the blue bezel with that translucent dial, that really put Rado on the map for me. That's a watch that I would actually like to review and wear. Now, Glashütte Original. I think that if you have to pick one, and believe me, they make a ton of incredible watches, so it's very difficult for me to pick only one. It would be the Panomatic Lunar Salmon. Oh my God, why did it have to be a limited edition? I love that watch. Now on to Breguet. Breguet made it onto the poll. Only took 10% though. It just beat Longines and it lost to Hamilton. Interesting. I would pick the Breguet Classique 7147BB299W0, giving me some Creator Aichi 2 vibes here. Beautiful, beautiful, clean dial, incredible execution, how that second subdial just kind of dips in with that beautiful sleek dial. I mean, come on, it is nearly perfect. I know that offset second hand is gonna really bother some people though. Moving on to Blancpain. White bread, baby. 50 fathoms bathyscaphe, easy, incredible diver, really sleek, stealthy, almost tactical. Under 10K brand new, you can find these. Yeah, Blancpain. You may have come out with the diver as we know it before the Submariner, but the Submariner has just trounced you. I'm so sorry. And rounding out the list, a watchmaker that did not make it into the polls and that I couldn't even find in the comment section, which is just such a bummer. Certina, with their Certina DS Action GMT in green. I love the black with the green accents. It's just very stealthy. And again, tactical, whole lot of functionality, automatic GMT, Swiss made. Certina also doesn't have a huge market in the United States, but I think Eastern Europe is Certina's main target demographic. So they're popular elsewhere, and that's all well and good. So what do you think about this poll, guys? What do you think about how it kind of panned out? I think we could expect all along that Omega would take it, but Omega 67%, Hamilton 12%, Longines 8%, Breguet 10%, and then other 4%, and those people were commenting in the comment section below. That's how it shaped up, but what do you think? Leave me a comment, and where do you see these watchmakers? Kind of make a list and partition it as you see it. Do you hear my cats? My cat. It's one cat specifically, Seiko. She is so talkative whenever I'm on camera because she has so many opinions about what I'm talking about. One day she will be on camera for you guys. And there you have it, guys. The best Swatch Group watchmaker according to you. And you can't complain about me this time. This was on you. Wow, so therapeutic just to... I like this feeling. All right, guys, all jokes aside, thank you for hanging out with me today. I will catch you on the next one. If you want to support the channel, again, check out thetimetellershop.com, the #1 place to find affordable vintage luxury watches. We just did another restock with some beautiful watches in, and we have this monthly merch design. Spooky season is upon us. Ooh, time will tell. Very, very scary. When in doubt, freak them out. Wear this sweater and freak out your friends. And if you're into cars, which a lot of watch dudes are, go ahead, check out T3 Time to Drive, my automotive channel. And yeah, guys, subscribe to everything. Follow me on Instagram, hit the bell icon, get notified when I upload, and yeah, just keep doing what you're doing. All right, guys, stay happy, stay healthy, stay blessed. I'm Jory Goodman, the Time Teller, and always remember, I didn't invent time. I just tell it.